You want cash flow, not clog sinks. Here's how accredited investors are earning anywhere from 8 to 12% returns without owning a single rental property. Being a landlord sounds great until you're dealing with midnight maintenance calls. In this video, I'm going to break down how investors earning passive, steady rates of return secured by real estate without ever dealing with a repair or a tenant. One of the biggest lies I think that ever has been told in the real estate industry is that owning rental property is passive income. It is anything but passive if you ever owned a rental property. Dealing with tenants, dealing with repairs, clogged toilets, midnight calls, the HVAC system's out and there's snow on the ground is anything but passive. Maintenance, repairs, and vacancy, they can eat you up. You can make money, there's no doubt about it. It's just not passive. That you've exposed yourself to some level of market volatility. So what's the alternative? Well, the debt investor model is the alternative. As I've driven through and flown into just about every major city in this country, one of the things I notice is that, every downtown, huge buildings, the top 1, 2, or 3 biggest buildings in there inevitably is owned by a bank. The banks control the money. The banks control everything that takes place. And so early on in my career, I thought, well, if that's where it is, that's where the money is, why not just lean into that model? You can earn interest income instead of rent. So how's it done? It's ultimately done through private lending and or private debt funds. Investors earn anywhere from 8 to 12%. It's backed by real collateral. The borrowers are just people who are out there fixing and flipping houses. We're often doing deals that banks can't do or banks won't do. They won't do them because they just don't like how investors move, the pace the investors move, or it doesn't fit in that bank box, which ultimately that box has 4 90-degree angles that are very firm on the corners. They've got a very narrow window on what they like to lend on. And oftentimes they like to lend on big, enormous buildings, not houses that are a few $100,000. And they can't do them because oftentimes investors need to move very quickly, anywhere from 5 to 20 days to close. Banks are not known for their speed. These short-term notes, anywhere from 6 to 12 months out with investors, they create consistent, steady monthly cash flow. Investors are just paying interest each month, like clockwork. They're backed by real collateral. Here in the Midwest, where we do this, we've got what I think is a Midwest advantage. Conservative markets, real borrowers, real assets, and predictable returns, and steady markets. Steady markets, not wild ups and downs, swings that the coasts have. Real markets, real collateral, real people, just steady returns at the end of the day. So you don't need tenants to earn passive income. You just need the right lending model. And if you want to see how we put together short-term debts in order to capitalize on this and how you could participate, well, I dropped a video in the description below.